It'll be interesting to see how the Royals come out here early. This first drive will determine a lot of how this offense will groove in the cold weather, especially with Jagger Ash, the center, being out this game. That's a big loss due to concussion. We'll see how the snaps are for Drews and what happens on that offensive line with some injuries.
Absolutely. Cooper Drews, the main man for the Royals offense. Takes the snap. He's going to hand this one off up the middle. And the ball's out. Ball's loose. UW Platteville's on top of it. The Pioneers take over. And the first play for the Royals is a turnover. Pioneers force it on the first play of the game.
Yeah, that was, I mean, we couldn't really see what was happening behind that line, but somehow the ball popped loose. Somebody gave it a punch. And that is a huge turnover on the first play of the game, Calvin. I talked about it. This first play was going to determine how the Royals came out, both offensively and defensively. They love to start off hot and kind of set the tone on the first drive with a touchdown. And so rarely do they turn the ball over. Platteville with a huge play there and now in prime position to take the lead early on the road.
Uselding out of the shotgun. He's going to take the snap. He looks right over the middle. He has a man. That one's hauled in, and it's going to be a first down for Platteville. That was hauled in by Seisey, and he's got himself a gain of 11.
Seisey going to be one of those go-to guys through the air for Uselding. Seisey, 848 yards in the regular season, the leading receiver for this Platteville team. He's going to be one of the guys to watch offensively for the Pioneers.
Uselding hands it off. Around the left side. He's going to break contain. He's out to the edge, and he's out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. And Platteville knocking on the door here early.
And that's one of the other big playmakers for this Pioneers squad on offense, Zachary Bothan. He's been fantastic, averaging 6.6 yards a carry, putting them up nice and tight with the end zone.
Uselding sends a man in motion. It's going to be a swing pass out to Bolton on the near side. He makes a man miss, dives for the end zone, and he's just short. They're going to mark him. They're going to mark him at about the 1-inch line here. And that's going to bring up third down.
Well, you saw some slipping up. Devin Williams had a chance to make a tackle in the backfield there, but kind of tripped up. And right now the field's still a little bit snowy. That'll affect the turf and the turf conditions, Calvin. It's going to be tough to play defense and plant here today, even despite the field being cleared off somewhat.
Uselding under center, sends a man in motion. Takes the snap, hands it off, and he's in. It's a touchdown for Trevor Burnett, and the Pioneers are on the board first.
Yeah, what a turn of events here early. 2 minutes and the Pioneers force a turnover and get in the end zone with some big plays on offense. I mean, that's exactly how you drew things up if you were this Pioneers coaching staff. And it seems like there's just a lack of energy, like a gut punch to the Royals. The defense did not come out very aggressive after that fumble.
Snap spot, kick is up, and the extra point is straight and true. 7-0 Pioneers. Tyler coming out hot, a crucial turnover for the Royals on the first snap of the offensive possession, and Platteville takes advantage with a touchdown by Trevor Burnett from the 1-yard line, and it's 7-0 Pioneers.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a Royals team that doesn't turn the ball over a whole lot, like we said, and they're not used to being down early in games, Calvin. This is a Royals team that has led in every game so far, except for that St. John's game at this point in the game. And so it's going to be interesting to see how they come out and respond to this adversity, especially in these weather conditions. After a fumble, after a solid offensive drive from the Pioneers, it feels like the momentum has certainly shifted that direction. How are the Royals going to respond to being down early in the first quarter?
Well, this is going to be a big test for this Royals team who's not used to being down, like Tyler said. Adversity's going to hit here. The leg of Brady Mobley is ready to boot this one away. End over end, fielded on the near side of the 10-yard line by Riley Gritz. Gritz is going to go right up the gut, and he's hauled down about the 30, 31-yard line, and that's where the Royals offense will come out for their second trip. Just one play on offense on their first drive. A fumble was forced by UW-Platteville, and they took advantage, getting into the end zone just 4 plays later. Here goes the Royals offense, and they go quick.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of great blocking on that first play up front. Jeebly kind of got swarmed in the backfield, and that was a big reason for the fumble. So we'll see if that plays a factor the rest of this drive here in the first quarter.
Drews takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to go deep down the far sideline, and it's knocked away. Boy, a dangerous pass on the first play of this drive.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Calvin. Double coverage deep, and really not a step down there for the target. Drews kind of just chucking one up. I don't even know if he was, it didn't look like he read the rest of the field, just kind of had his eyes stuck on that one receiver.
Drews takes the snap. It's going to be a keeper. He's going to go up the middle. It's going to be a nice gain on second down, gain of about 6 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and short.
Cooper Drews rushing was a big factor in the Co-College game here at home. He rushed for almost 70 yards on the ground. That'll be another big part of this Royals offense if they can get moving.
Drews takes the snap, looks to the near side, can't find anybody. He's got to roll out to the right. Now he's going to go back over the middle. It's hauled in by Vibrock. Vibrock across midfield. He has a first down and more.
Well, Cooper Drews had all the time in the world there, Calvin. He did not need to worry about pressure and was able to just kind of sit there and let his receivers get open. And Vibrock, nice job up the middle, finding the weak spot in the zone.
Drews takes the snap. It's going to be another keeper. And that looked like some miscommunication on the snap. He wanted to hand it off, and it looked like Tay Mans actually went the wrong way, or Drews went the wrong way, one or the other. He's going to have to keep it. He gets a gain of 3. Quick back to the line. Vibrock split out to the far side. It's going to be a swing pass out to Rundell on the near side. Has a bit of room to run, but a nice tackle. He's tripped up on the play by Rodney Gavins Jr., and it's going to be 3rd and short for this Royals offense. Quick to the line they go. Drews sends Rundell in motion. He takes the snap. He's going to keep it again. He's close.
I don't love that decision to keep it there, Calvin. It looked like Mans might have had an opening if he had handed it off on that run pass option, but held onto it just a little too long and then had to run it up the middle himself.
Drews takes the snap, and flags fly. This is going to be a false start on the Royals.
Yeah,
and that's a miscue there, Tyler. That's going to happen.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Calvin. The offense just feels off right now, and this is the first time really all season that the Royals have kind of not been together on the offensive side of the ball, and I'm not sure if that had something to do with the backup center Ainsley in or the miscommunication there, what was going on, but the Royals just do not feel together so far, and Platteville forcing another big turnover on downs.
Fair catch called for about the 17-yard line, and that's where UW-Platteville will set up shop on offense. So the Royals 2 drives, nothing to show for it, a fumble on the first, and then they force a punt on their second. Platteville will have the ball with a chance to go up 2 scores here early.
Yeah, Platteville has been good this season on the defensive side of the ball, and again, they faced 5 ranked opponents this season, so their defense is used to facing these high volume offenses, these great offenses, and you've seen that here today. They're not afraid to attack the Royals O-line and make some good plays on the defensive side.
Breaking contained to the outside. Nobody's out there to catch him. A big run on first down. Oh, Platteville, a gain of about 20 on first down. A handoff to Zachary Bothan. And it's another first down.
Yeah, the Royals having trouble containing the edge out there on the far side. And Phil Conant is a big guy who's out on the defensive side of the ball for the Royals. Conant, one of the better men on the defensive line to force pressure and also keep that contained on the outer edge. The Royals struggling to keep the running backs in the middle.
Uselding drops back to pass. It's going to be a swing pass out to the far side. He's got room to run. He's going to be close to a first down. It's going to be a gain of about 8, and the Pioneers doing a great job of moving the ball here early.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not doing too much right now. They're not trying to air it out. They're just getting the ball to the outside and getting chunk yardage, Calvin. And I think that's how you beat this Royals defense. Just continue to get 8 to 10 yards per play, whether that's a swing pass or a run to the outside. It's been working so far. We'll see if the Royals can make adjustments.
Uselding calling the shots. He's got 3 split out to the near side, 1 to the far. Uselding takes the snap. He's got heavy pressure. He's going to dump it off. A nice gain of about 4 on the play, and that's a first down for the Pioneers.
Again, just smart football right there. You take the check down if you have it. That's enough for a first down. Uselding not trying to play hero there, just trying to get the first down and get enough yardage to keep moving the chains.
Trevor Seisey, the #1 wide receiver for the Pioneers, getting a heavy workload here early. Uselding, 2 split out to the far side. Calls the shots at the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 from their own 45. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, goes over the middle. Oh, and it's dropped. Oh, a low throw, but one that could have been hauled in. That was Trevor Seisey. He had all day over the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one as a quarterback you want back. Obviously, Seisey probably wants to make that catch too. Both of them feel a little bit of pressure in that moment. Seisey having to go to his knees to try to make that catch. It's cold out here. We're going to see some of those drops today with the hands being a little cold. But, yeah, Seisey wants that back. Uselding probably wants that back as well.
Uselding. 3 receivers split out wide, 2 to the far. He's going to go to the near side. That pass is hauled in, a gain of about 5 on the play. On a small out route to Christian Gavrick. And that's going to bring up 3rd down, and this is a big 3rd down here early for this Bethel Royals defense.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the first time, Calvin, that they've kind of put Platteville in a 3rd and long scenario. So we're going to see how the Royals maybe try to bring some pressure and force a throw early. I'd expect them to bring some sort of late blitz or try to get some pressure on Uselding.
Uselding alone in the backfield, 4 split out to the far side, 1 to the near. Sends Seisey in motion to the near side. He's looking that way. Now he's looking down the field. He can't find anybody. He's going to go to the near side. The pass is hauled in. It's hauled in by Seisey, but Royals fans are livid right now. Marcus Whiting got into the backfield and he got tackled from behind. Platteville quick to the line. Uselding takes the snap, looks to the near side. He has a man. He's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be a gain of about 7 or 8 on first down. Platteville continues to move the ball.
Yeah, the Royals defense has to continue to force these throws and not let the running backs get outside. Nice job there. Platteville really not trying to run it up the middle against the Royals defense. They're just going to the outside for the most part. That was their first really zone run. But yeah, that potential penalty call, you can't worry about that on defense. You got to get back to the line. You got to play fast. You got to play aggressive. I'm sure Whiting is feeling a little bit of emotions there, but you got to play good football, and you can't worry about the officials in this moment.
1st and 10 from Platteville's 26. Uselding takes the snap. It's a toss to the outside. He's got room to run. He's down to the 15, down to the 10, breaks another one. He's fighting for the end zone, and he's just short.
I mean, Zachary Bothan, holy, that was some crazy moves, a stiff arm. I think he sent one of the Royals linebackers into the ground. And he's been the main chain mover on offense for Platteville so far. When he gets the outside, it's so hard for the Royals to bring him down.
First and goal from the 1. Pioneers hand it off. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. No signal yet. And it looks like they're going to say he's short. That'll bring up second and goal from about the 1-inch line.
Yeah, that is about as close to the goal line as you can get without being in. The Royals have been good on these goal line stands, but I'd assume Platteville should be able to punch this in.
Bolton back to the line. Takes the snap. They hand it off, and he's stuffed. He's hit in the backfield. That's going to be a loss of 2. That's going to bring up third and goal, and the Royals trying to make one last stand here on third down.
I mean, the Royals just get off the edge so quickly, Calvin. It's impressive to watch, and that's why they've been good on the goal line. Like I mentioned, they've had some huge goal line stands over this season, and you see it right there, just teaming up on that tackle, able to get Bolton in the backfield.
Uselding out of the shotgun. Has Bolton with him in the backfield. Sends a man in motion. He's looking near side. Can't find anybody. He's taken down in the backfield. Oh, it's a sack for the Royals. A big sack on third down goes to Dylan Hagman, the freshman.
And that's a big sack because it also makes this field goal a little bit more iffy, Calvin. This is not gimme range, especially in this cold weather. There's not much wind right now, but a huge sack. The Royals with a big goal line stand after Platteville, being an inch away from a touchdown.
Brady Mobley to attempt the field goal. And it's good. Mobley knocks it down. So Platteville still coming away with points, and they've now got a 2-score lead over this Royals team.
Yeah, the Royals, this is unfamiliar territory, Calvin. They are not down by 2 scores. I don't think they've been down by 2 scores at any point this season so far. And so to be in this spot, and the offense just hasn't been what it has normally been. There's just been little communication. Obviously the turnover a big factor, but the Royals got to start stepping up on the offensive side of the ball, and they need to realize, like, they need to start fresh, really. They can't think about the last couple of drives. They need to start fresh on this drive and get some points because they can't let Platteville, with the way they've been playing defense, get up by any more scores.
You also can't let them get the ball back. Moving the ball with such purpose. The Pioneers doing a great job on both sides of the ball right now. And the Royals look discombobulated here early. It's going to be a big one to see how they respond here on this drive.
Absolutely, Calvin. We'll keep you updated on the rest of Division III playoffs right now. North Central currently losing to La Crosse 7-0. There's still 6 minutes left in the first quarter there. And St. John's and River Falls tied up at 7 apiece with 7 minutes left in the first.
Mobley will boot this one away to the near side. Hauled in by Gritz at the 2-yard line. Gritz has a lane around the near side. Breaks a tackle at the 30, falls ahead to the 35, and that's where the Royals offense comes on out. Royals are going to go quick to the line, and this is going to be a big drive for Bethel.
Yeah, keep the offense out there, Calvin. Like you said, give your defense some rest and get some points on the board.
Drews is going to look to the sideline. He'll call the shots. He's going to send Janes and Staska to the far side. Rundell and Terry already over there. Now Janes comes back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Jeebly has room to run. He's around the near side. He's across midfield, and he's out of bounds. Across midfield at what looks like the 45 of Platteville. A big gain for the Royals in their first big play of the day.
Yeah, and hopefully that gets a fire started for this Royals offense. The line opening up a huge hole for Jeebly to run through.
Jeebly takes the snap again on first down. Ahead for a gain of 5. That's going to bring up second and medium here for the Royals. They go quick back to the line. This is something you're going to see a lot from Bethel today. They don't take time in between plays. Drews takes the snap, hands it off up the middle again, and this time Jeebly's stuffed. He's stuffed for no gain. It's going to bring up third down. They go quick. Terry and Rundell split out to the far side. Drews has Jeebly with him. He's going to look to the sideline for the call. Staska split out to the near side. It's 3rd and 5 for Bethel. Platteville looking for a big stop here. Sends Jeebly to the other side. He's going to take the snap. Drops back to pass. Now he's going to go to the far side. He's got Rundell.
Albert Rundell, I mean, his routes are just incredible. He fell down on that route, Calvin, but was able to still get enough separation and get out to the outside to make that catch, and there's a reason why he's Cooper's favorite target.
Drews out of the shotgun, sends Janes to the far side. It's going to be a screen to Rundell. Makes the catch, falls ahead. It's going to be a gain of about 5 or 6 on the play. That'll bring up second down. Royals continue to move the ball here on this drive. Janes will come to the near side with Staska and Terry. Drews takes the snap. It's going to be a keeper. He's going to go right up the middle. It's going to be a gain of about 2 on the play, and that's going to bring up third down. A big third down here for Bethel on this drive. Close to breaking into the red zone at about the 22, maybe 23. Drews alone in the backfield. Mans and Staska split out to the near side. He takes the snap, looking to the far side. It's Rundell. Toe tap, he's in. It's going to be a first down.
The Royals utilizing Albert Rundell a whole lot more in this game than they did early in the game against Coe. I mean, he's one of the playmakers that you have to make sure you have eyes on if you're Platteville. He's always going to get open against man like that.
Mans takes the handoff. He goes up the middle. Gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play. And the Pioneers continue to do a good job of taking the running game out of the equation for Bethel.
Yeah, the inside runs just have not been able to churn out a whole lot of open yardage.
Drews out of the shotgun as Mans with him. He takes the snap. It's going to be a screen to Mans. Mans around the near side. He's down to the 5, dives for the pylon. He's in. Bethel breaks into the end zone, and they make this just a 1-score game here early.
I mean, Tay Mans, this guy is so athletic when he gets to the outside. There's no chance you have to catch up to him. That leap for the pylon just shows you how much of a gamer he is. He wants to score that touchdown and get his team on the board. Just a great play, a good play call too from Colin Dooling. I like that screen pass. I like the blocking up front, and the Royals with a big answer there. They needed a touchdown on this drive, and they got it.
Bankston to attempt the extra point. That one is up and good. Bankston splits the uprights, and it's just a 3-point game here at Royal Stadium. With 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter, it's 10-7 UW Platteville.
Yeah, now it's interesting. How does the Royals defense come out now that they've had a little bit of time to rest? They've kind of been going non-stop early in the first quarter, but they just had a nice long drive where they got to kind of get their feet back under them, and they watched their offense score a touchdown. How does the Royals defense come out? Can they stop Platteville from getting these chunk yards? I think Platteville's offense has been doing exactly what they've wanted to do and nearly scored a touchdown on that last drive before the Royals finally kicked it into gear and were able to get a couple of tackles for losses in that big sack.
Yeah, the Royals are certainly going to need to step up on the defensive side of the ball, and Platteville just keep doing what you're doing. Gaining that between 6 and 10 yards every play is going to do you wonders here in the playoffs. Nowoski boots this one away. It's fielded at the 9. He takes it up the gut. He's got room to run. He's hauled down just shy of midfield. the special teams errors may come back to bite the Royals once again. Last week we saw it against Co. The kick returns, a big problem for the Royals.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams last week had some big special teams plays. But like you said, Co got some good returns. Now a big return from Platteville, and they're set up perfectly to get some more points on this drive. The defense really going to get a tough task with Platteville being in a perfect spot right by the 50-yard line.
Platteville 1st and 10 from their own 46. Uselding out of the shotgun. He's going to take the snap, looks to the near side. It's Seisey. Seisey makes the catch. He's ran out of bounds. And they are going to move the chains. He's got a first down, gain of 11.
Yeah, that's a great route by Seisey, able to get a ton of separation. Similar to the Albert Rundell kind of out route that we saw, comebacker route. Seisey able to get the separation there and able to get a big chunk yardage play once again, and Platteville keeps on moving.
So it'll be Platteville ball when we come back. We've hit the end of the first quarter. It's Platteville 10, Royals 7, right here in the third round. So we flipped into the ends of the field. Here at Royal Stadium, Platteville has the ball across midfield at the Royals 41-yard line. We're ready to start the second quarter. Platteville 10, Bethel 7. Uselding out of the shotgun, sends a man in motion. Takes the snap. He's going to hand this one off right up the middle, and it's going to be a gain of maybe 1.
Yeah, that's what the Royals have struggled to do so far, is stop the run. Right now, the Pioneers have been fantastic in that regard. They are averaging over 6 yards per carry so far here today, and the Royals just need to find a way to stop the run, because that's how Platteville's offense tends to start these drives.
Uselding with both in the backfield. Seisey split out wide to the near side. Takes the snap, hands this one off. And a gain of about 3 on the play for Platteville. It's going to bring up third down, and this is a big third down here for Bethel.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is one of those spots where it becomes a weird decision-making time for Platteville. If they get stopped on third down, do they go for it on fourth down? The Royals trying to force a big 3-and-out here, coming back from the second quarter, and this defense has had some tough tasks, but so far Platteville has looked like the best offense they've had to face this season. They've looked really good, and they've found room to work.
3rd and 6 for the Pioneers. Uselding takes the snap. He lost the football. He picks it up, and he's just got to go down. A miscommunication off the snap.
Absolutely.
And Uselding wasn't even ready for it.
Yeah, no, that is a miscue you just can't have in this round of the playoffs, Calvin. We saw some bobbled snaps last week, but that was mainly because of the cold. Now, this week you got to kind of be in a spot where you and your center are in communication. It seems like both teams have kind of struggled with that a little bit, but Platteville going to pay for that one.
So that'll be 4th and long. It'll send out the punt unit. Devin Williams back deep for the Royals to return. A high spiraling punt. It's going to bounce inside the 10. Oh, what a beautiful punt. Down to the 5.
Looks like a flag down.
Yeah, we're going to have a flag on the play, and I would think this is going to be a hold out on the outside. We're going to see who this one's on.
It's on the Royals. They're going to be nice and close to their end zone line. That's going to make things, that's going to make things a little bit tough to start off this drive for the Royals.
Boy, so that'll set the Royals up at about their own 2-yard line. They're going to have to go the length of the field.
And Platteville's done a nice job of stopping the run so far. Obviously, in the last drive, the Royals had a couple of big holes, but overall, Platteville's had a good run defense. So this spot's a little bit uncomfortable for Cooper Drews in this Royals offense.
Drews out of the shotgun, sends Janes in motion. He's going to wait. He's going to take the snap from the sideline. Rundell and V. Brock split out to the near side. Staska's going to join him. Drews has Mans in the backfield. Takes the snap, hands it off to Mans. Mans goes right up the middle. He's not going to get much. It's going to be a carry for a gain of about 2 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down. They're going to go quick back to the line. Drews calls the shots. Mans in the backfield with him. It's Rundell and V. Brock on the near side. Everybody looks to the sideline. Staska and Rundell now on the far side. V. Brock on the near. Mans in the backfield. Drews takes the snap. He's going to keep it. And he's going to be stopped for a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, this is the WIAC defenses that we've been talking about. They're going to play tough, they're going to play fast, and they're going to play physical. And they're doing such a nice job right now. The Pioneers getting through the gaps quickly, forcing the Royals to kind of go down right at the line of scrimmage.
Sends Mans in motion to the sideline. Drews takes the snap. He's looking that way, goes over the middle, bobbled by Rundell, and it's incomplete. Oh, a tough catch to make. It was right off the hands of what looked like Bleitz Benton. And that's going to be incomplete. That's going to force a punt, but the Royals punting from deep in their own territory.
Yeah, I think one of the fingertips of Benton, like you said, got the end of that ball, so there was just a little wobble to it for Rundell. Still hit him in the chest, but that change of direction can be tough to read as the receiver there. And this is exactly what Platteville wanted with that punt.
Nowaski boots this one away.
And look at that, there's a flag. Nowaski was hit in the end zone.
Yeah, this could be a problem here for Platteville. Nowaski was rocked in the end zone.
Yeah, that was, I mean, you could hear everybody on the Royals side cheering for that. Now, the interesting thing is, what is the ruling here?
Yeah, is this going to be roughing or running into?
If it's just running into, it's just 5 yards and likely a punt scenario. Yeah, so just running into.
It is going to be running into. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty, and it's going to give Nowaski a little bit more room to boot this one away now.
I mean, that's as borderline right there between the two calls as you can get. But the Royals will still likely have to bring out the punt team. They will. And that's just, yeah, that's it. I mean, that was a close penalty. You do not want that if you're Platteville regardless. You don't want to risk giving the Royals the first down there.
And now a false start for the Royals. That's going to back them right back up. And that is a crucial mistake. So Nowaski now booting it away. His heel close to the back line of the end zone.
Right back where we started, Calvin.
Snap. Nowaski. High kick. It's going to be taken. And he's going to be hauled down at about the 41. Platteville in beautiful position to get things started on this drive.
I mean, this defense, Calvin, for Platteville has just looked incredible so far here today. They're playing with so much aggressiveness. I've talked about their physicality. It's been impressive to watch. I mean, the Royals just haven't faced defenses like this all season long. The only defense that really has mirrored this was St. John's, and that was a one-score game. And again, this feels very similar to that Johnny's game. The Royals struggling to find any type of success on offense.
Uselding takes the snap, hands this one off Bolton. He's got room around the far side, and he continues to churn out yards. Gain of 6 on first down. The Royals cannot stop the run game.
Yeah, and it's been those outside runs too, Calvin. Bothan's done a nice job of bouncing to the outside. And again, the Royals just not setting the edge out there. A good job by their right tackle to, yeah, just block on the outside. And Bothan, again, he's a speedy guy. He's a good back. And there's a reason why he's averaging over 6 yards a carry this season. He's going to make plays.
Uselding out of the shotgun, sends Seisey in motion, takes the snap. He's going to take a deep shot down the far side. It's intercepted! It's intercepted by Will Barthel. Barthel in man-to-man coverage comes away with it. The Royals are pinned deep, but a turnover forced.
Yeah, and that's absolutely huge, Calvin. Barthel looked at the perfect time to be able to read that ball in the air. I was wondering if he was going to turn his head around in time, but he did, and just a great play on the ball. Looked like a receiver out there making that catch, falling to his knees. Again, the Royals in a tough spot, like you said, but the Royals needed to turn over on defense.
Drews is going to call the shots here out of the shotgun. Royals offense pinned right back where they were at their own 2. He's sending everybody to the far side. Rundell alone on the near. And a false start. Oh, so we are going to get a timeout by Bethel before the false start. But oh boy, some big problems for this Royals offense here early.
Yeah, something's not clicking, Calvin. There's miscommunication on the line, miscommunication between Drews and his playmakers, and it feels like this offense just hasn't been able to get comfortable at all so far. Obviously, they had that one touchdown drive, but even in that drive, there were some plays that were a little bit iffy. I'd like to see this offense go back to what has worked best for them, and that's building off of the run. If they can find success on the ground, everything goes right for this Royals offense. But so far, Platteville has done a nice job stopping that run, and as you can see, the Royals offense just kind of stalling without that great rushing attack.
So the Royals 1st and 10 from their own 2. Out of the timeout, Drews out of the shotgun. Rundell and Terry on the near side. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it off. Jeebly tripped to the line of scrimmage. Now he's going to fall forward. A really nice gain on first down. That one could have been ugly, but it turned out great.
Yeah, absolutely. It could have been a disaster there for the Royals if he fell down right by the line of scrimmage, but able to keep his feet churning, and that's a sign of a great back right there.
Jeebly makes a man miss, makes another one miss. Spin move in to the secondary. He's got a first down. And now the Royals have a bit of cushion here. They can play around. Back to the line of scrimmage quickly. Drews out of the shotgun. He's got Terry on the near side. Drews takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Rundell. Back towards Drews. Oh, that's an it. Oh, my gosh. Oh, he ended up catching it. Down the far side. Boy, that's a lot to dissect. So Rundell got the snap, and he ended up getting the handoff. He went back to Cooper Drews, and it was tipped in the air, and now it looks like it's going to be an interception.
Yeah, it was tipped in the air back to Elijah Krantz, who was able to take it out of the air and run with it.
Oh, roughing the passer on the play. Oh, boy. So forget what happened. It's going to be roughing the passer. It looks like Rundell got rocked after he threw that football. Oh, my gosh.
I mean, that is insane. That's a huge turn of events. I mean, Rundell, going back to that trick play, Dooling called it because Rundell was a quarterback for the first couple of years of his collegiate career, played quarterback in high school, now transitioning to a receiver. He called it to try to catch Platteville off guard. Drews trying to get open, but good coverage there. Obviously, that penalty huge. Platteville trying to argue that Rundell was outside of the box there and became a runner, but penalty goes in.
Ball's out. Ball's out here on the handoff. Jeebly lost it, and the Royals are going to fall back on top of it. Some issues here early. Royals offense continues to be stagnant.
And Jeebly limping off to the sideline as well.
Drews out of the shotgun. Mann's with him in the backfield. It's 2nd and 10. Drews looking to the near side. He's got Terry. Terry makes a man miss, gets to the 40, and he's ran out of bounds at the 41, and they're going to move the chains.
Nice catch by Terry. That pass way too high from Drews, but Terry very athletic on the near side, able to leap and grab it. Royals moving now.
Drews out of the shotgun. He has Mans in the backfield. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, goes to Rundell across the middle. He hauls it in. And we're going to have an injury on the play. There was a big block in the backfield.
Tay Mans.
This doesn't look good.
Lit up the linebacker. I can't tell if that's Krantz who's down on the ground. But yeah, he went over the block of Mans.
Yeah, that looks like Elijah Krantz who's on the ground right now, and the trainers came out pretty quick. We hope he's okay. Yeah, Krantz got through on a blitz and then got lit up by Mans in the backfield and went over the top, and it looked like he either landed on his shoulder or something, because he landed head first. And I'm assuming it's not his head because it looks like he's holding that left arm.
It's something to do
Now
with
they're
his
working on
left
his,
leg, too.
Now they're working on his leg.
I wonder. On those blocks, I mean, he went head over heels, and you'd expect there's probably a few different things that are aching a little bit here, Calvin. That was a huge hit from Mans and the freshman running back. I mean, how much physicality do you have to be able to take on a linebacker who's shooting through that gap, take him on head first and deliver that type of block?
Well, I wonder if Mans hit him low, and that's why the leg got hurt on that play.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely hit him lower. Hopefully Krantz is okay.
Drews out of the shotgun, has all three receivers split out to the far side. Takes the snap, he's going to hand it off to Mans. Mans goes up the middle, and he stopped after a gain of about 2 on the play. So the Royals well across midfield, now at the Platteville 40. Drews out of the shotgun. He's going to look to the sideline. Rundell and Terry on the near side. Takes the snap, hands it off up the middle. Mans has room to run, breaks a tackle, hauled down from behind. He's got a first down and more, down to the 30. Royals go right back quick. Drews out of the shotgun. Drews goes out to the far side. It's Staska. He's got a first down and more. Ran out of bounds after a gain of 13 yards on the play. It's another first down, and now the Royals inside the red zone.
Well, that's why the Royals run quick. After big plays, they're trying to catch this defense off guard, and you saw it right there. Platteville kind of not in the formation they want to be in.
Mans takes the snap. He's got room to run up the middle. He falls forward. Gain of about 7 on the play. Royals continue to move quickly. Down to the 13-yard line. Drews out of the shotgun. Rundell alone on the near side. Takes the snap, hands this one off, and Mans is stuffed in the backfield. Getting there first was Blitz Benton. It's going to be a loss on the play. Third down now for Bethel. And the Royals desperately need a score here. Drews takes the snap. He's going to keep it. He's going right up the middle. He has room to run. He's going to have a first down.
I mean, that's a perfectly executed run-pass option there, Calvin. You saw him look at the first read. It wasn't there. He saw the hole, and he took it. Did not wait a second, and he got a big game for the first down.
Drews takes the snap. Hands it off to Mans. Mans falls ahead inside the 5, down to the 4. It's going to be a gain of 1 on the play. Drews out of the shotgun, sends everybody to the line quickly. Takes the snap, looks to the near side. And into the end zone, it's dropped.
Oh, boy.
It was nearly picked off. That was bad.
Yeah, that should have been held on to there for the interception. Drews didn't read that. I mean, it was kind of one of those plays where you make the read or you run. And Drews made the read there, and that was not the correct read. Should have kept it and pulled it down himself. But a big third down coming here.
Yeah, that was knocked away by Harrison Meyer on defense for the Pioneers. It's going to bring up third down for the Royals. Drews back to pass. Looks over the middle, can't find anybody. Now he goes to the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown by Tyler Terry. Right over the middle. He sat down right in the middle of the zone, and Drews delivers a strike for 6.
Yeah, Terry just got lost there in the zone. Like you said, nobody home. Somebody was watching Drews there. The spy was probably the closest one to Terry, but Terry able to find the weak spot and a strike from Drews. And also that offensive line play. Drews had so much time in the pocket, and that's a big reason why he was able to deliver that touchdown.
Bankston to make it a 4-point game. Snap, kick is up, and the extra point is good. The Royals have their first lead of the game, and Tyler, after going down 10-0, they now lead it 14-10.
Yeah, and I mean the Royals doing the best with what they got. You know, they're not finding a whole lot of success on the running side of things. The rushing game just hasn't been what it normally is, and yet they're still able to turn out yards. Some nice quick decision-making by Drews on the run-pass options. Obviously, Platteville could have come up with an interception there a couple of times on this drive, but the Royals able to take advantage, and you take what you're given and you score a touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely, Tyler. The Royals offense still with several miscues on that drive, and it's going to be time to see how they settle in here with 5 minutes to go in the first half. You know, now it's just going to become which team can kind of, I mean, the defenses are the big story of this game right now.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a defensive battle for sure. The Royals with some big stops, and obviously that interception from Barthel, and now Platteville also doing a nice job defensively.
And that kick by Nowaski was actually a little bit of a shank, and he looks to the sideline and says, "We're all good, we're all good." Yeah, he kicked that one, and it bounced at about the 30-yard line, went down to about the 25, and Platteville just getting on top of it because it was just bouncing around and nobody got a hand on it.
Yeah, maybe that was a shank. Maybe that was actually kind of planned a little bit with the way that Platteville had returned the last ball up to the 50-yard line. I wonder if Nowaski was trying to find the weak spot in the return side of things. And, I mean, either way, it worked out for the Royals.
Uselding hands this one off. Bothan goes up the middle. He's got a nice gain. Gain of about 7 on the play, and the UW Platteville just continues to pound the rock.
Yeah, and Bothan's been the star of the show so far for Platteville. I mean, the Pioneers, like you said, they're pounding the rock. They're not doing too much with the football. Obviously, that one interception was really the one time that Uselding has aired it out here today. Besides that, they've just been content with their short routes and their solid outside runs.
Uselding out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it off. Bothan again. Bothan now up the middle. He's hit hard, but he has a first down. 4 minutes and change to go in the first half. Platteville continues to move the ball well. They're up to their own 33-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Uselding. He's going to take the snap. Hands this one off Bothan, and this time he's stuffed. No gain on the play. He's hitting the backfield by what looks like Jake Borman.
Yeah, the Royals go all out to stop the run on that play. Something gave them a read on what the Pioneers were trying to do, and Borman able to shoot out of a cannon to make that tackle for a loss. He's been one of the stars on defense this season for the Royals, and coming up with a big tackle there.
Yeah, Tyler, you're absolutely right. They completely sold out for the run there, so something gave them that idea. 2nd and long now for Platteville. From their own 30, Uselding sends Seisey in motion to the far side. Takes the snap, looks that way. He's got Seisey, and Seisey is ran down by Jackson Braun. That's going to be a gain of 3 on the play. Braun with a beautiful hit on Seisey. We're going to get a timeout here, and it's going to be a Bethel Royals timeout. It'll be 3rd and 8 when we come out of this timeout for the Pioneers, and a big down.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the type of hit that you see out of Jackson Braun. He had a couple of big hits against Coe last week when it was cold, and Jackson Braun not afraid to be the one to make those big tackles. And that's why this team for the Royals has been so successful, especially on the defensive side of the ball, is their physicality. They're quick to the ball, they're ball hawks, and they're not afraid to make tackles. Oftentimes, you see cornerbacks kind of shy away from those outside tackles where it's one-on-one and maybe try to just throw a shoulder into the guy. But Braun wraps up, he goes head first, and he's trying to make that play and stop him right there, and he does. Now it's a big 3rd and 8, and Platteville in kind of a tough spot. The Royals might be able to get the ball back here with some time.
Yeah, absolutely, Tyler, and we've talked about these guys several times, but Jake Borman and Jackson Braun have been the guys on this defense all season long. They're the outside contains. They're 2 defensive backs that just like to hit hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of them kind of playing that outside linebacker contain, like you said. They can move to the middle. They can blitz. They can do just about everything.
3rd down for Platteville. A big one here. Bethel looking for a stop. 3 receivers split out to the near side, 1 to the far. Uselding's going to send a man in motion. Timeout on the play. Royals are fired up on their sideline. They force a Platteville timeout. That's a crucial one to use for Platteville, as the clock was already stopped.
Yeah, I mean, you got to use a timeout there if you're Platteville, though. You want to get this play right because, like we mentioned, the Royals could get the ball back with a stop. Platteville wants to keep this drive going. They want to be able to put points on the board. And a reminder, they get the ball back to start the second half. So they want to double up here, go up by maybe 3 points with the touchdown, and then get another touchdown on the board coming out to start the second half. That's kind of what's going through their brains right now. They don't want to give this ball back to the Royals and let them go up by 2 scores. So this is a pivotal play in this drive and in this game.
3rd down for Platteville. It's 3rd and 8. Uselding in the backfield. Has Bothan with him. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Uselding sends Gavrik in motion. Takes the snap, drops back. He doesn't see anything. He's going to take off. He takes off, and he's short. He's short by about a yard.
Oh, boy.
This one's close. A good decision to tuck it and run. And we're going to get a timeout by Bethel. So it's going to be 4th down. And now it's decision time for Platteville.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not necessarily a surefire punt here for Platteville. Their offense has been pretty good at getting these chunk yards. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I would probably expect a punt, but at the same time, Platteville has been aggressive, and they're not afraid to call plays like this. Especially you got 2 minutes and 36 seconds left. You're giving the ball back to the Royals if you punt anyways. Do you give the ball back here at maybe the 40, or do you want to make the Royals go the length of the field? The Royals just went the length of the field their last touchdown drive. Looks like they're bringing the offense back out. They want to try to keep this drive going and double up like we mentioned.
Uselding out of the shotgun. We'll see if this is just a try to draw them off sides or if they're going to go for it. Royals fans on their feet. Uselding trying the hard count. Play clock going down.
Looks like now the punt team will come out. So like you said, just trying to draw them off sides. I expected the punt, but you never know here in D3 football.
That's right.
I mean, the defense for Platteville has been very good. So I'm okay with trusting your defense if you're the Pioneers coaches. Give it back to Bethel, see what Bethel can do, and you get the ball back to start the second half. You want to score a touchdown then and maybe go up by 3 points if your defense is able to stop the Royals.
Yeah, absolutely, Tyler. That was an interesting call, and I don't hate the hard count, and now it's gonna come down to the foot of the punter here, and we're gonna see just how far he can pin this Royals offense back. It was a good choice to punt the ball away here, because if you let the Royals get it on your half of the field with 2.5 minutes to go, that's just not what you want.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
a potential going up 2 scores, and now we're gonna see how far Yonker can boot this one away. Devin Williams back deep to receive for the Royals. This is a high boot. Williams fields it. And he's going to be run down at about the 20. That one was close. Williams couldn't get a good grasp on the football.
Yeah, he bobbled it to start. Luckily, he had a second to regroup before trying to cut it back upfield. But yeah, that was iffy. You can see him smiling on the sideline. He got away with one. If he had been hit right as he was making the catch, I think that one definitely would have popped out.
Yeah, absolutely. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Royals from their own 20. Now the Royals are going to have about 2.5 minutes. No timeouts left for Bethel either, so they've got to go quick. They have the 2-minute warning. Drews will be out of the shotgun. Rundell, Staska, and Janes split out to the far side. V-Brock on the near. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Jeebly. Jeebly churns yards up the middle. He has a gain of about 5, maybe 6 on the play. Royals would like to get one more snap off here before the 2-minute warning. 4 out to the near side, none to the far. Drews on a keeper, and he's going to go nowhere. He's stopped for a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up the 2-minute warning. So going quick it's a risk because that can happen.
Well, yeah, now you're in a spot, Calvin, where you might be the one punting back to the Pioneers. They've still got a timeout left, and the Royals in a weird spot of the field where you could give the Pioneers some decent field position if you can't convert on the 3rd down here. So, yeah, like you said, sometimes going quick doesn't always work out in your favor. There, Platteville was able to jump on the snap and get right to Drews. A quick update from around the playoffs right now. North Central is now leading La Crosse 27-7. So they jumped out to quite the lead after starting out the first quarter tied up for most of the way. North Central in charge there. And currently St. John's is losing to River Falls. River Falls leading 14-7. There's 4 minutes to go in the second quarter there. Mount Union still tied up with John Carroll in the fourth quarter at 7-7 with 12 minutes remaining. That's an interesting upset watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of interesting games today, and we'll keep you updated on those. Tyler will have the score updates for you several times throughout the second half. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Royals have the ball, but a crucial third down here. Drews sends Janes in motion. Takes the snap. Goes over the middle. It's knocked away.
Oh, boy.
Oh, what a big play from Platteville there, and it was knocked away by Carter Contreras in the backfield. Contreras got through on a D-back blitz, and boy, he made Drews pay.
Yeah, I mean, the Royals are kind of lucky that he didn't look for the ball after he batted that one up, because he had time to potentially pick it off and take it to the end zone. But yeah, a huge play on defense. Good scheme there from Platteville. I like the aggressiveness with the blitz. There were a couple of receivers open, but Drews couldn't see him with the D-back screaming down his throat. And so, yeah, now a fourth down, you got to punt it away, and the Pioneers with a chance to potentially put some points up.
Nowaski boots this one away. It's going to get a Royals bounce, and this one's going to make its way down inside the 20. It continues to roll inside the 15. They're going to down it at the 14. Oh boy, how about that one? Call it a 67-yard punt for Eli Nowaski after the bounce.
Yeah, those bounces were certainly exactly what Nowaski wanted. I mean, just a nice end-over-end boot and hopped exactly the way the Royals needed it to go. And so now the Pioneers are going to need a huge drive to be able to put points up to end this first half.
So Platteville has to go pretty much the length of the field. He's going to send Bothan in motion. He's going to look to the near side. It's a screen. Wide receiver screen, and he's got room. Down the near side, and a huge play on first down for Platteville. Uselding takes the snap. Looking to the near side, can't find anybody. Now he's going to go over the middle. It's Bothan. Bothan's got room to run, and two huge plays for the Pioneers. They're going to move the chains. Clock will continue, down to 1:20. Platteville already over midfield. Uselding looks to the far side, and it was nearly picked off by Fisher Gansky on the far side. Good coverage by the sophomore. That pass goes incomplete.
Yeah, great play on the ball there by Gansky, and he would have had room to run. Boy, he might have been able to take that out all the way down to the house, Calvin, if he had picked that one off. But fortunately for Platteville, that also stops the clock, so they'll be able to slow things down a little bit. I like what Platteville's done. Once again on offense, they're just taking the short routes, the screen plays, the check downs. They're not afraid to just eat away at this Royals defense slowly but surely.
Uselding out of the shotgun, sends Seisey in motion to the far side. Takes the snap, looking that way. Now he's going to go over the middle. He has Gavrick. Gavrick with a first down, gain of 15. Another first down.
There's some big holes in the secondary right now for the defense of the Royals. Something about the Pioneers moving quickly. The Royals just haven't been able to set up what they want to.
Uselding has trouble with the snap. Rolls out. Goes for the end zone. Incomplete.
Oh, boy.
We got a flag in the backfield. This may be a hold. So it looks like that was going to be a hold on Tyler Reed, the sophomore right tackle. That's going to back him up 10 yards. That's a big penalty. With just 57 seconds on the clock here in the first half, that's going to back him up.
Yeah, first down and a long ways to go here, Calvin. Like you said, just a minute left, but I don't even know if you're thinking about the time right now. You're just trying to get back into decent field position with first down and 20. Obviously, still got one timeout left, so we'll see how the Pioneers decide to use that.
Uselding with Bothan with him. Sends a man in motion to the far side. Looking that way, now he's looking at Seisey, goes back to the near side, he has a man. That one's hauled in, he's hauled out of bounds, now they're gonna say he stayed in. That one was caught by Tosterud, the tight end. Down to 40 seconds, clock continues to run. Fake spike to the near side, and that one's hauled in. Oh, what a beautiful play from Platteville. It was a fake spike from Uselding, and that's going to be a gain of about 15 yards on the play.
Yeah, we've seen some trickery from both sides here today. I love that from Uselding. I don't even know if that was a Pioneers call there or Uselding was just audibling at the line of scrimmage. Either way, great play by this Platteville team, able to catch the Royals off guard a little bit and get the yardage they need. Now third down and short.
33 seconds on the clock. Platteville looking for points before the half. Uselding, 2 to the near, 2 to the far, has Bothan with him. Sends a man in motion. Uselding takes the snap, looking to the near side. It's Bothan. He's going to be hauled out of bounds. 28 seconds on the clock. It's going to be a first down on the play. Now inside the 20. Call it the 18.
Yeah, I mean, I like giving it back to both in there on the swing. Again, Platteville not being too aggressive with these throws, just finding ways to get to the outside, make men miss, and get the yardage they need.
Uselding alone in the backfield. 1 to the near, 3 to the far. Seisey in the slot. He looks to the near side. Has a man on the sideline. It's Bothan. Ran out of bounds. 23 seconds.
How good is this guy, Bothan? He's been incredible there. Out wide to the near side with a really good route. Able to get some separation. And that's what this entire Platteville team has done. They're just going to get separation. They're going to get open on the short routes. Bothan been the star of the game here, both through the air and on the ground, and it's been fun to watch him work. Now big play coming, first and goal.
Royals need a big stop here on first and goal. It's going to be a toss to Bothan. Now it's a reverse. They go back towards Uselding. He lost the football. It's picked up by Jackson Braun on the fumble. And it's first and 10 Royals, 17 seconds. That is exactly what Bethel needed.
Seisey was the one on the reverse trying to throw it over to Uselding. They tried some trickery just like the Royals did a few drives ago with Rundell, and Seisey unable to hang on to the football. He's a receiver, man. He's got to hold on to that, but went up for the pass, and what a nice job by Jackson Braun getting on top of that football.
The Royals will go down to a knee, and they'll head to halftime with a 4-point lead. 14-10 is your score. Bethel Royals on top of the UW-Platteville Pioneers. The Pioneers were knocking on the door at the end of the first half before the Royals were able to force a fumble out of the hands of Seisey, picked up by Jackson Braun. An eventful first half, Tyler.
Oh, absolutely. It's been fun to watch. Both sides playing fantastic on defense. It's been a defensive battle for sure. But again, both offenses kind of figuring things out towards the end of that second quarter. So it'll be interesting to see here in the second half what these sides come out with. Platteville starting out with the ball. They could go back in charge. I mean, they're a solid team. This is one of the best teams the Royals have seen since St. John's. And again, Platteville doing what they need to do. I think they like where they're at.
Both teams in good position here. Platteville will start with the ball at the start of the second half when we come back to Royal Stadium here in the third round. And we're back here on ESPN Plus for this third round NCAA matchup between the Bethel Royals and the Pioneers from UW Platteville. Platteville will receive to start the second half, but we had an action-packed first half, Tyler.
Yeah, absolutely. Both these teams playing solid defense and both churning out yards on the offensive side of the ball. Platteville got out to a 10-0 lead before the Royals were able to answer back.
Royals recover on the kickoff. Oh, we weren't even ready for it. A muffed kickoff by the Pioneers, and the Royals will recover. It went right off the hands of Jack Egan on the near side, and Jackson Braun got right on top of it. We're going to see another one of that. But oh my gosh, what a start to the half for the Royals.
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, Nowatzki coming out trying to catch this return team off guard, and he does exactly that. He did it earlier in the first half, coming back, doing it again. This time, Platteville tries to return it. They should have just jumped on top of it, but the Royals take advantage, and now they've got a turnover. They've got a perfect spot to go up 2 scores.
Handoff up the middle to Jeebly. He's loose. 5, touchdown Royals. That's how you do it if you're Bethel. Force the turnover on the kickoff, and then Jeebly breaks one for 30 yards, and the Royals are up 2 scores. That is how you start a half.
Absolutely. I mean, Coach Mack fired up on the sideline. He loves that. I mean, the Royals, they struggled to find their groove in the first half. It just didn't feel like they were playing complete football the entire first half. They looked like a different team than what we've seen previously. But starting off this second half, you could tell there's just a renewed energy. Everyone's playing faster. Wide open hole for Jeebly on that run play. And like you said, this is exactly how the Royals wanted to start off the half.
Bankston's extra point is good. It's 21-10 Royals.
Let's take a quick look at this replay. Watch as Jeebly just lets the hole open up. A nice patient runner there, and a good job by the offensive line to get to that second level. Nice second level blocking on the linebackers opens up the entire field for Jeebly, and like you said, just off to the races. It will score the touchdown, and the Royals lead it now 2 scores. That's a huge touchdown, as Platteville was just thinking 10 seconds ago that they could go up by a score.
Yeah, Tyler, I mean, that was just a huge turn of events. Bethel fans are thinking it's 14-10. Platteville can very well come into the second half and take the lead, or even make it a 1-point game. And just like that, the Royals forced the turnover 21-10 now, and that flips it right on its head. And like you said, what a play by David Jeebly, just such a patient runner. And then after that, it's a foot race, and I like Jeebly's chances against a lot of people in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be another short kick near side. This one's now taken in by the Pioneers. They cut it upfield to the middle, down to the 42, and that's a good return for the Pioneers.
I still like this type of kickoff from Nowatzki. The Pioneers adjusting, putting some return men on the near side, a little bit farther up, but Nowatzki, he saw the way the Pioneers were able to return when he was kicking it deeper towards the end zone, and so he decided to change things up, and it had worked for the Royals special teams. They had made some nice tackles. They'd stopped the Pioneers deep, and then obviously the fumble recovery. So I like the special teams play from Nowatzki. Now the Pioneers with good field position. They got a score here on this drive.
Uselding out of the shotgun. He's going to hand this one off. This is the guy who's got the workload our half, and this time he's stuffed. And guess who the 2 are getting into the backfield? It's Jake Borman and Jackson Braun.
And we talked about those two in the athleticism that both of them have, the speed at which both of them play. They're both so aggressive to the ball, and that's exactly what you need in these scenarios, trying to stop the run against a guy like Bothan who's so shifty, so fast. You got to just attack. And you see Borman and Braun both attacking the ball, able to make the tackle. They're not afraid, and that's a big tackle for loss.
Yeah, Bothan was the workhorse for Platteville in half number 1, had himself a great half. He's going to get the handoff here. He's going to work it up the middle. A nice run on second down from Bothan, and that's what we saw from him in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. He was such a big part of the offense. He's been so good so far today, and I mean, one of the best rushers in Division III football right now. We talked about him just getting the chunk yardage. He's been able to get to the outside, but now running up the gut, gets 7 yards, and now it's 3rd down and 5. Big play for Platteville, but good job for both to get that chunk yardage there.
It's 3rd down for UW Platteville. This is a big 3rd down, already down by 2 scores. Uselding out of the shotgun, sends a man in motion to the near side. He has Bolton with him in the backfield. He takes the snap, looking far side, incomplete. Jackson Braun was there on the coverage, a low throw, and he was actually open on the play. Uselding just a little bit behind him, a little low, and that's going to force a 3 and out.
Yeah, you got to hit those out routes as the quarterback. Like you said, the guy got open, and that's a 1st down if he catches it, but just a low throw, and on an out route like that, it's so tough as the receiver to make that adjustment. You can't really go down to your feet to grab that because your speed is moving to the sideline. So Uselding has to put that on the chest. It's not a hard throw, and the Royals are going to benefit on that missed pass.
Yeah, that pass is intended for Braden Null. And this is going to be a punt here for the Pioneers. A high spiraling punt. What a boot. Williams is going to haul it in. No fair catch called for. That one was dangerous.
Yeah, Williams has got to call the fair catch there. Like you said, incredibly dangerous. Trying to make that catch and then have guys screaming down at you on those sides. So luckily he was able to collect before he was hit, but that's one of those where it easily could pop out and end up being a special teams touchdown for the Pioneers.
Yeah, absolutely, Tyler. You saw him come to the sideline, and the coaches right away were talking to him, and he knew it. He knew it right away. Drews out of the shotgun. It's 1st and 10 for the Royals, deep in their own territory. Mans takes the handoff. He has room up the middle. He's hit hard in the secondary, but he's got a gain of 14 yards on 1st down. The Royals are starting to run the ball, Tyler.
Absolutely, and that's a good sign for this offense. They really sputtered on that side of the offensive play calling, but, I mean, the run game is just such a big part.
Over the middle, Terry hauls it in. He has room to run. He falls down past midfield. It's a catch and run from Drews to Terry for 25 yards.
And that's exactly why the run game is important, because you see the run pass option, the fake handoff gets the quarterback to hesitate. Terry gets open over the middle, and Drews is able to hit him in stride.
Handoff to Mans up the middle. He has room. It's a gain of 8 on the play for Tay Mans, and boy, the Royals are moving the ball.
And this is the type of offense that we saw last week against Co, where the Royals were just able to continually get chunk yards off that run pass option. Now it's working once again here in the 2nd half.
Another handoff to Mans. He goes up the middle. He's close to the marker. He's going to move the chains. Got a good push from the offensive line. 1st down.
UW La Crosse just scored a touchdown to start off the 2nd half, so 28-14 is the score between North Central and La Crosse.
Drews back to pass. He goes to the near side. It's caught by Rundell. He's going to be taken out of bounds close to the 1st down marker. In coverage was Rob Francis, the sophomore defensive back. It's going to be a gain of 9, 2nd down. Drews with Mans in the backfield. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it off. Mans goes up the middle, and he's not going to get much. He's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. We'll see whether they give him the 1st down. It was a gain of about 1 on the play. They are going to mark him short. It's going to be 3rd and inches. And this is typically where Bethel likes to run the QB keeper. We'll see what happens here. Drew sends Terry in motion. Goes to the near side. It's Rundell. Rundell makes a move. He's inside the 20, down to the 17.
And that's the creativity of dueling. Like you said, oftentimes the Royals will run a keeper there, but dueling deciding to go through the air and Rundell wide open, nobody covering him on the zone.
Drew sends Janes in motion to the near side. This is a handoff to Mans. Mans is not going to get much. Call it a gain of 2, maybe 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Royals deep into the red zone now at the 16-yard line of the Pioneers. Drew is alone in the backfield as Rundell split out to the near side. Terry to the far. Snap, near side. That pass tipped up in the air and incomplete.
Yeah, good defense there And that's exactly what Platteville needed. They needed an incomplete pass. They needed to stop at the line of scrimmage, and now they need to force the Royals into a 4th down scenario where they either kick a field goal or they go for it. This is what the Pioneers need, the red zone defense. They haven't had that all day. They haven't really had to make a red zone stop.
Yeah, now backs against the wall here, Tyler. 11-point ball game. Drews out of the shotgun. 3rd and 6. Heavy pressure. He's going to keep it. He goes up the middle. He's close to a 1st down. They're going to move him. They're moving the chains.
Yeah, Cooper Drews fired up. We talked about this pre-game about how important his rushing factor is going to be. He can keep it and run and get those great yardage for the 1st down. Enough there, and Drews keep moving.
Hand off to Mans up the middle, inside the 5, down to the 4. The chains are away. The Royals knocking on the door. 2nd and goal. Drews with Mans. Staska and Terry out to the far, Rundell to the near. Drews takes the snap, hands it off Mans. Dives for the end zone, he's in! Royals on the board again. It's 27-10 here at Royal Stadium, and everybody's fired up.
Yeah, this has been a second half, Calvin, and Tay Mans, David Jeebly, they've gotten the run game going for the Royals, and that's been the key to success for this offense. Just a completely different team to start off this second half, and the Pioneers just have not been able to match that type of energy that the Royals have brought. Something about that halftime speech from Coach Mack and the Royals coaching staff got this Royals team fired up.
Yeah, Tyler, you're absolutely right. There was something said in the locker room that got everybody going. Bankston's extra point is good. And Tyler, to your point, you're absolutely right. This Royals rushing offense has absolutely woken up here in the second half. Jeebly on one play got in from 30 yards out on the first drive for the Royals, and then Mans got a heavy workload on that possession. So you're absolutely right. This Royals rushing offense is now the key to victory.
Yeah, we talked about how important the run-pass option is for this Colin Dooling offense. We see it on almost every play, some sort of run-pass option. And when the run game isn't working, you don't really have a run-pass option. It's just through the air every single play, and that kind of makes this offense one-dimensional. And the Royals don't want that. They need some trickery. They need some different options to keep Platteville on their toes, and that's what the good run game has allowed the Royals to do. They can open up their playbook. They can get different looks and force Platteville to kind of make different decisions on defense.
Yeah, absolutely, Tyler. You're absolutely right. This game has fully swung Bethel's way, and it's looking that way. On the return, the Pioneers break one to the near side out to the 35-40, and he's spun down at about the 43. So, Tyler, Bethel continues to dominate this game now in the second half, but I will say we have seen a lot of special teams errors, well, now on both sides after the turnover.
Yeah, absolutely. The return game so far for Platteville has been good besides that turnover, especially when they're returning from the end zone like they just did. They've done a nice job of the blocking on that side of things, but now they have to be able to keep things going on offense because they've kind of sputtered out here in the second half, and that's just, you can't do that against a team like the Royals.
Yeah, Tyler, you're absolutely right. We saw that against Coe, like you talked about earlier, and we're seeing it again today. Uselding throws this one to the outside, and Seisey is spun out of bounds by Jackson Braun for a loss of 3 on the play.
I think Uselding made his decision a little bit too early to go that way because over the middle he had Parker Douglas, one of the tight ends, wide open, who kind of beat the zone there. Jackson Braun was kind of king on Seisey on that play, and so I don't love that throw from Uselding. Had to wait maybe just a second more, and there wasn't a whole lot of pressure from the Royals D-line.
Uselding out of the shotgun, 2nd and long. Sends Seisey in motion. Stops in front of the center. Now they're going to go near side. It's caught by Gavrik. He falls ahead. Nice gain on 2nd down of about 7. That's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for Platteville. Royals fans on their feet. This is a big down, Tyler, a big down.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got a chance here to really take a mountain of a lead if you can score again on Platteville. I mean, the Pioneers are in a spot where if they can get to this first get close to this first down marker, they might go for it on 4th down because they need points here in the second half. They need to turn things around offensively.
Uselding calling the shots at the line of scrimmage. They've got to go. Play clock down to 3, down to 2. Uselding takes the snap, heavy pressure. Down to the near side, he's going to take off. He's going to run out of bounds, and it looks like he's got the first down. It's going to be close. And they're going to spot him having the first down. Royals fans are livid, but Tyler, it looked like he was close enough that they could have given it to him.
Yeah, it was close. It's tough to see where he stepped out of bounds there because he could have tiptoed the line a little ways and gotten that first down. It's hard without a replay to really tell, but yeah, it was awfully close.
Hand off to both and right up the middle. He's got room. He lost the football. He lost the football. Bethel recovers. Oh my goodness, the turnovers for the Pioneers. Oh my gosh. We're going to get another look at that one, Tyler, but geez.
Yeah, both ends been so good, especially with that ball security. Let's take a look. It looks like the ball just gets kind of ripped out there from the nose. It was the nose of the football that was ripped out, and that's why it flew so far, and the Royals able to jump on top of it. Nobody there for Platteville. Huge turnover for the Royals. Like you mentioned, Pioneers have to clean things up, and they have to clean things up quickly.
Yeah, the turnovers continue to haunt the Pioneers. Royals take over. Drews hands this one off Jeebly. He works around the far side, has a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down. Royals now will just let the clock run, and they're going to continue to go quick. This is something we have seen from Bethel, is they don't ever just slow it down.
No, yeah, they love to go quick. They love to get the chunk plays. And they love to catch their opponents off guard, and that's one of the keys to success for the dueling offense is catching the defense off guard.
Drews out of the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off Jeebly. Jeebly goes up the middle. He has a first down and more. It's going to be a first down for the Royals, still on their side of the field, but moving quickly. They're up to the 40-yard line. 6 minutes and change to go here in the 3rd quarter. Royals lead at 28-10. Drews sends Vbrock in motion, takes the snap. He's looking to pass. He's going to go to the near side. He's got Vbrock. Vbrock makes a man miss. He gets over midfield, and he's got a first down. Tegan Vbrock, a nice catch and run of 11.
And that's exactly what you teach your receivers to do. Came back to the football there, Calvin. If he didn't make that adjustment to the football, it could have been an interception, but Vbrock doing a nice job making the catch and getting the first down.
Fakes the handoff, goes right back Vbrock's way. He makes another catch. He's close to another first down. Boy, Vbrock getting a workload here, and Tegan Vbrock taking over for Aiden Eckert about halfway through the season after Eckert went down. Vbrock has been sensational. Drews takes the snap, goes to the far side, and it's going to be incomplete. And Rundell can take contact there. He wasn't far enough downfield. So no flag on the play. Royals fans wanted it, but they're not going to get it.
Yeah, no, that's the right call there. Ball in the air. The receiver can be hit when he's not downfield, like you said. And, yeah, I mean, 3rd down and short, you're okay with that if you're the Royals. Just got to get the first down here now.
Calling the shots. It's 3rd and inches here for the Royals. We'll see if Drews just wants to keep this one. Pioneers ready for it. Lots of men up to the line. Drews is going to keep it, and he's got the first down. It's just a gain of 1, but that's all they needed, and they'll pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big body, tough to take down in those scenarios, and that's why you send him up the middle. Like, he's generally going to get the first down if he's got a head of steam.
5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Royals over midfield, deep into Platteville territory. Drews takes the snap, goes to the near side, and that's going to be dropped by Rundell, a low throw. It's going to go incomplete.
Yeah, that's, again, we've seen some missed throws from the quarterbacks. I don't know if that has anything to do with the cold, but just some low throws from both quarterbacks have resulted in those incompletions, and they're throws that generally you want to make as a quarterback, but again, the weather is going to play some sort of factor on the hands, and that incompletion definitely seemed like one of those plays.
We're going to get some talks between the officials here, and we'll see what they decide to do. Drew's getting the call from the sideline. It'll be 2nd and 10 here, Tyler. Under 5 minutes to go now in the third. Drew sends everybody to the line of scrimmage. Nobody split out wide. Now he's going to send them all. Staska to the far, Rundell and Vibrock to the near. Drew's out of the shotgun, takes the snap. He's going to hand this one off Jeebly. He works his way around the near side, and a nice tackle on 2nd down. That was a good tackle by Elijah Krantz. We've said his name a couple of times today.
Yeah, he's done a nice job getting to the ball quickly, and they needed that big play right there. Now a big 3rd down coming. The Royals want to go up by another score if they can. Platteville needs a stop.
Drews out of the shotgun. 3 split out to the far. Vibrock alone on the near side. Jeebly in the backfield with Drews. Drews looks around, takes the snap. Drops back to pass. He's going to go to Vibrock. And a miscommunication between the two. Drews threw that one to the sideline, and Vibrock broke towards the middle of the field.
Yeah.
And that's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, I think Drews expected the out route there, and like you said, some sort of miscommunication on the route. Vibrock probably, I mean, he had an opening there if Drews found him over the middle, but now the Royals keep the offense out there. You can't really punt in this scenario.
Looks like it's going to be a quick punt from Drews. He's back far enough, and he is just going to punt this one. That one is going to bounce its way into the end zone for a touchback. And so the Royals opt for the quick punt. It's going to pin the Platteville back to their own 20.
Yeah, I sometimes you forget about Cooper Drews' ability to take a little pooch punt. The Royals have practiced that a little bit, and they utilized that against St. John's to pin the Johnnies deep in their game against the Johnnies. So sometimes you kind of forget about that ability of Cooper Drews. Obviously, you don't want to bring Nowaski out there, but Drew's able to put a boot on the ball. Unfortunately, just dribbled into the end zone for the Royals. So touchback, Platteville getting a start at the 20.
So 1st and 10 for Uselding and the Pioneers from their own 20. Takes the snap, hands this one off both and around the near side. He gets the edge. He's working his way. Gets run out of bounds after a gain of about 12 on the play. And it's going to be a 1st down. Platteville has done a nice job of breaking, containing, getting to the edge today. That's how they've gotten the most of those chunk plays.
Yeah, and it's been both in on most of those plays. He's been fantastic at getting to the outside. We've talked about it time and time again. He's really good at bouncing and making those nice cuts to the outside and staying along the sideline. He's got so much speed, it's tough to take him down. And that's why he can get those runs of 10 to 12.
Sicey in motion. They're going to hand this one off, and now they're going to keep it. It's Uselding around the near side, and he's hauled down by Jake Borman. No gain on the play.
We got a quick big update for you from around the Division III playoffs. John Carroll just took down Mount Union in a giant upset. So John Carroll moving on to the quarterfinals. They'll play the winner of Trinity and Barry, which that's an 8-point game with 57 seconds left. But yeah, congrats to them. Big win over Mount Union.
Yeah, big win for John Carroll on the day. We're going to see who the winner is right here. 2nd and 10 for the Pioneers. Under 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Uselding back to pass, goes to the near side. He has a man. It's hauled in by Gavrick. Close to the 1st down, and it looks like they are going to move the chains.
Those are the type of routes that I want to see the Pioneers utilize more. The out routes have been getting open against this softer defense from the Royals.
Bolton is smacked in the backfield for a loss of 1 by Devin Williams. He broke through and delivered a boom on both of them.
Yeah, great tackle by Williams. Good speed, able to get to the inside, and that's what this Royals team will bring you this year is just getting to the ball and getting to the ball quickly, making those hits and knowing exactly what they need to do in that scenario.
2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Royals defense trying to get another big stop. Platteville trying to move. Uselding sends a man in motion to the far side, takes the snap. He's looking to the far side. Can't find anybody, rolls out. He's going to find his tight end, who's rocked by Jackson Braun out of bounds. It's going to be a catch and a gain of about 4. Andre Zuski on the far side making the catch. It's going to bring up 3rd down, and Royals fans back to their feet. Bethel would love a stop here to slam the door on a great 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and I wonder here if you're the Pioneers, you try to get across the 50 and get close to the 1st down. This could be 4-down territory right by midfield. We'll see what the Pioneers are thinking.
Gavrik heavily in motion to the near side. We'll see if it's a swing pass. Uselding is going to go to the middle, and Seisey is smacked on the play. Devin Williams came in hot, and then it was Abed who came in from the backfield to make the play. And actually, it was Jackson Braun making the tackle, not Devin Williams. Boy, Tyler, he is everywhere today.
Yeah, Jackson Braun came flying in, read that beautifully, and that was a good late developing screenplay from the Pioneers. It's tough to read those as the secondary, but Braun was all over that. Somebody missed their block, and he was able to make the tackle and force the punt here.
Yeah, the screen wasn't a bad option. He had room to run if it wasn't for Braun breaking through, but like you said, a missed block, and just like that, another punt coming for Platteville. It's a high one. Williams fields it at the 10. He's going to get a nice return out of this one. He's up past the 20 and up to the 22. Gain of about 12 for Devin Williams.
Bringing you back to the rest of the Division III playoffs right now. UW River Falls is leading St. John's 28-7 in that game. So River Falls in a good spot to move on to the quarterfinals and take on Wheaton. That is definitely a different score differential than we expected to see. North Central leading 35-14 over La Crosse. So it's looking like whoever wins this game likely will have to go to Illinois to take on North Central.
Drews back out for the Royals. 18 seconds to go here before the end of the 3rd quarter. Drews will take the snap. He hands it off to Tay Mans. He'll run it up the middle, and he's stuffed. A nice stop on the play by the Pioneers, and that's going to run this one down to the end of the 3rd quarter. So the clock expires. We're through 3 quarters of this ball game. The Royals lead it 28-10 here at home over UW Platteville. It's been all Bethel in the 2nd half. They've scored twice unanswered, and they've got the ball back with a chance to do it again when we come back to start the 4th. And we're back here to start the 4th quarter of action here at Royal Stadium in Arden Hills, Minnesota, between the Bethel Royals and the Pioneers from UW Platteville. Royals have the football, 2nd down. Drews drops back to pass. It's going to be a screen set up to Tay Mans, and he's rocked on the play. Blockers couldn't get out there quick enough, and he was swarmed by a gang of Pioneers. It's going to be 3rd down. That was a loss of about 2 on the play. 3rd and long for the Royals. Drews is going to slow it down, get the call. He has Terry and Rundell on the far side. Staska on the near. Drews with Mans in the backfield. Sends Terry in motion, takes the snap, looking that way. And Drews lost the football. He was able to get back on top of it. He's sacked in the backfield. That was a sack by the senior D lineman, Logan Drone. He was the first one to get to Drews.
Yeah, I mean, that was the first, like, really big pressure that that Drews has faced all day today. Yes, he's been under pressure a couple of times, but for the most part, the offensive line for the Royals has done a nice job of protecting up front. I think Drews was just not expecting that type of pressure from two guys coming both ways. A nice pincer job, and now the Royals pinned deep, have to punt it away, and Platteville in a good spot to score here to start off the fourth quarter.
Nowacki boots this one away. It's going to get a nice bounce. Down to the 50. It's going to get past midfield to the 45. Continues to roll. And not a bad punt from Nowacki, all things considered. It'll stop at the 43-yard line of Platteville. Punting deep from his own territory. It's going to go as about a 50-yard punt.
Yeah, those rolls for the Royals have certainly helped them out. There's been some big bounces their way on the punts, and obviously still decent field position here for Platteville, but that bounced at maybe the 45-yard line of Bethel and then rolled all the way to the 43 of the Pioneers.
So the Pioneers will take over 1st and 10. This is a very crucial offensive drive for them. Uselding out of the shotgun. He's got two split out to the near side. Sends a man in motion. He's going to fake the handoff. He's looking deep. Deep shot to Seisey, who hauls it in. What a catch from Seisey. Devin Williams delivered the boom on him after a gain of about 30 yards. We're going to get another look at that one here.
Yeah, Seisey with a beautiful route there up the middle, able to break past the secondary. Nice move, and just a strike thrown. That was one of the better passes we've seen Uselding throw all day long.
So Platteville now just like that deep into Royals territory. This is a big drive for them, and they're so far taking advantage. Uselding sends Seisey in motion to the near side. Takes the snap. He's looking towards him again. He's got him. Seisey to the goal line. He's in. 2 plays and a touchdown for Platteville. That is exactly what the Pioneers needed. A quick score, and just like that, it's now just a 2-score game.
And you wonder if do they bring out the kicking unit again? It looks like they do, but you could start thinking about going for 2 on the next touchdown potentially to make it a 10-point game. Looks like they're gonna wait to the next touchdown to kind of see what their options are. But yeah, a really nice job by Seisey to kind of beat the zone, beat the coverage, and get open on 2 big plays. And Uselding trusts his guy. Credit to the Pioneers play callers and the offense for doing what they needed to do.
Yeah, Seisey did a great job of finding just sitting down. I mean, that time it was just a little wheel route down the sideline, and it was a really nice route, able to find a hole in the defense. And you see it right here, he just kind of sits down on the route in between the 2 defenders, and he's able to haul it in and make a man miss at the goal line.
Absolutely, just a little bit more space than I'd like to see from the Royals there on the near side of the field. Jake Borman playing really down low to kind of take away that swing pass, but him playing so far down low allowed Seisey to kind of sit in that sweet spot, like you said, and kind of wide open for that touchdown grab.
Yeah, already with a lot of cushion over top, and then sat on the route underneath. So just like that, it makes it an 11-point game here at Royal Stadium, and Platteville got the job done on that drive, exactly what they needed to do. 28-17, Royals lead. And Platteville needs a big stop here on this drive. The Royals, a pretty crucial drive here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of things could swing either way. The Royals need to continue to stick to the run like they have and build off of that.
Berkman takes it around the near side, makes a man miss at the 20, up to the 25, and he's run out of bounds at the 30. Hit hard on the play. Berkman hops right back up. Royals will set up shop at their own 30-yard line.
Calvin, it's going to be about just finding success on the short and intermediate routes when you're going through the air and getting the 4 to 5 yard rushing plays here for the Royals offense. They can't do anything too crazy, but just, get the yardage you need for the first down.
Drews out of the shotgun. Gonna take the snap, hands this one off, stuffed at the line of scrimmage. A big hit late on Jeebly on first down. It's gonna go as no gain. It'll bring up 2nd down.
And the Pioneers sold out for the run there. They were expecting the run all the way through. I'm not sure if that was an option for Drews to throw that there or if that was a designed run play, but Yeah, just a sellout on the inside run and nothing there for Jeebly, and now it's second down and long, and that's what you didn't want. You wanted some sort of yardage on that first play to make it second down and manageable.
Janes comes in motion to the line of scrimmage. Drews takes the snap. He's going to hand it off. Jeebly goes around the near side. An okay gain on second down. It's going to be a gain of 4. That's going to bring up third down, and this is going to be a big stop for Platteville here.
Yeah, Platteville in a really good spot to get another 3 and out here. And we saw them score in 2 minutes to start off this fourth quarter. They're trying to do that again and make this, what, a 4-point game with still plenty of time left.
Sends everybody out wide. 2 to the near, 2 to the far. Rundell sitting in the slot on the far side. Drews takes the snap. It's going to be a keeper. He's going to go up the middle. He's got the first down. Oh, man, not what I expected, and I don't think it's what the Pioneers expected either.
Yeah, absolutely not. You expect a pass there if you're the Pioneers. Drews sniffs out that softer coverage up the middle, and he's able to take it himself. I think the Pioneers kind of were expecting the out routes on the outside. They brought their cornerbacks to the sidelines, and that allowed the middle to be kind of wide open for Cooper Drews, and that's the patience for him as a runner too. He surveyed the landscape, let the linebackers kind of go to the outside as well, and then took his yardage up the middle.
Yeah, Tyler, that's a really big first down for Bethel, and that gives the fans a little momentum, and we're going to get a handoff here on first down. Jeebly's got room around the far side down to the 40, 30, 25, 20. Jeebly run out of bounds at the 15. Oh, that hole opened up. You could have drove a semi through it.
Yeah, that was such great blocking on that side for the Royals. The offensive line coming through in such a big way like they've done here in the second half. The Royals needed some sort of big play to give this offense some juice. And Jeebly, who's done it already in the second half, does it again after, like you said, that offensive line just opens up such a huge hole.
Yeah, Platteville backs against the wall now. A stop is needed here for the Pioneers.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the Pioneers, you're okay with them taking a field goal here. You're okay with the Royals getting 3 points. You just can't allow them to get in the end zone.
Mans takes the snap right up the gut. Nice stop by the front of the Pioneers. And that's going to be a gain of maybe 1. He was stopped on the play by Cormac Salmons. Second down. Royals are going to take their time here. First time all game we've seen this time, but the Royals are going to just huddle up and let this play clock run down. 9 minutes and change to go here in the fourth.
Yeah, I mean, they want to chew clock now in a spot where they're in charge by a couple of scores. They're in the red zone. Now you're in a spot where you kind of let the clock wind down a little bit.
Drews rolling out to the right. Now he's going to take off around the edge. And a small gain on the play. It's like a gain of maybe 3 yards. It'll bring up third down.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. As Coach Mack and the coaching staff for the Royals, Drews did not have any type of open receiver there. So pick up a couple yards, make this third down and manageable, and don't worry about forcing anything and maybe turning the ball over.
Yeah, the one thing you don't want to do is throw a dangerous ball.
Exactly.
8.5 to go. Play clock down to 10. Big third down here for Platteville. They need a stop. Drews sends Janes in motion to the near side. Has Mans in the backfield. Takes the snap. It's a swing pass to Mans. Mans breaks it up the middle. Down to the 5-yard line. It's going to be close. We'll see if they move the chains. It's going to bring up fourth down, it looks like. 4th and 1 here for the Royals. They go back to the line quick. It's a handoff to Mans. He gets up the middle. He's got a first down. First down for the Royals. And they move the chains. That is a big chain mover, Tyler.
Yeah, absolutely. The Royals went quick, and that's their calling card, is trying to move it quick, not allowing the defense to call up a blitz or figure out some way to stop them on the run game, but just go right at the defensive line, and Tay Mans forcing his way through for the first down. Big pickup, and now the Royals can, again, let the clock wind a little bit before potentially punching in a touchdown.
7 minutes and change to go here in the game. Royals lead by 11. They're knocking on the door. Drews takes the snap. It's a quick throw to the end zone. Touchdown! It's Dylan Staska. A little in route for Dylan Staska, and he breaks into the end zone. Royals back up by 3 scores.
Yeah, Platteville selling out for the run once again. One-on-one there for Staska. Nice break off of the line of scrimmage, and just an easy throw for Drews over the middle. And that's what the Royals needed to do. They just needed to put some more points on the board, make this a much tougher lead to overcome for Platteville. And what a drive for this Royals offense. What a half here for this Royals offense. Like we mentioned, a different team here in the second half.
Bankston's extra point is good. It's 35-17 in favor of Bethel. And Bethel can start to feel it here with 7 minutes to go.
Let's take a quick look here at that route from Dylan Staska. Like you said, just a beautiful in-breaking route, able to get enough separation and go down the nice catch. Just wanted to hold that down and take it in for the touchdown. Didn't want to bobble it or anything, and Staska got the good hands. 35-17, the Royals offense looking great.
Yeah, the Royals looking sensational today. Honestly, the first half, Tyler, it was shaky first half for both sides, but this is a much closer game in the first half. At halftime, it was 14-10, and now it's been all Bethel in the second half.
Yeah, and I mean, it was really the first quarter that was the most shaky for the Royals, both offensively and defensively. They allowed Platteville to go up by 10 points early, and then they finally started to kick it into gear a little bit. The defense played better. The offense was able to get a couple of scores. Now here in the second half, it feels like the team is brand new back to where they normally are at.
Yeah, like we've said, Bethel's schedule this year, Bethel was able to score a lot of points in a lot of games that they played, and St. John's was one of the games that we talked about that was really their big test all year, and that was a lower scoring game. But what you can see here, Tyler, is like in that first half, it took Bethel a little while to get going. Platteville went out to a 10-0 lead. And since then, it's been 35-7 in favor of the Royals. But it did take the Royals a half to kind of adjust to a new opponent like this.
Yeah, and you wonder, like, how will this team face a team like North Central if they move on to the next round?
And we're going to get a deep shot here on first down. It's hauled in by Gavrik. It's hauled inside the red zone. What a ball by Uselding on that play.
Yeah, that was incredible by Uselding, and again, a great route over the middle. The Pioneers receivers are getting open. They're beating the secondary for the Royals right now. The Royals have to find some defense over the top.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 10. Hand off to Bothan. He gets into the middle. He's taken down by Devin Williams. And it's going to be 2nd down inside the 5-yard line. Yeah, we go back to that throw. Uselding put it on the money on about a 45-yard strike.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the type of pass they needed. They needed their quarterback to step up there, and he did exactly that. A dime on the 45-yarder. And Uselding has really gotten comfortable in this late game scenario.
Uselding takes the snap, hands this one off up the middle. And it's a touchdown for the Pioneers. They break the plane, and they get right back in. Boy, the Pioneers' last 2 offensive drives, Tyler, 2 or 3 plays, and they're in.
Well, yeah, I think, Calvin, in this scenario, the Royals have to put more coverage deep. This is the one thing you didn't want, was a guy beating you deep and giving up a touchdown in a minute. You did not want this Platteville offense to come out and strike right back. And so the Royals need to play more high coverage on the next defensive possession if it is still a close game. Like, you just can't allow these Platteville receivers to beat multiple men downfield.
Yeah, absolutely, Tyler. So Gavrik on a big strike. We're going to get a chance to see it again. Uselding from about his own 35 just delivered a perfect strike over top. And that's exactly what you needed if you're the Pioneers. I mean, they get a quick score off of it, and you get beat over the top, and that's just what can't happen if you're Bethel.
Yeah, exactly. Right in the bucket. Just a beautiful pass, like you mentioned. Not a hard catch, and a great route. I mean, yeah, just as the Pioneers drew it up in exactly what the Royals didn't want in this scenario. You wanted to kind of just put it away after that last touchdown, and now 1 minute off the clock. It's still 6 minutes left, and Platteville has made this a 2-score game once again.
Yeah, just like that, Tyler. Platteville's right back in this one, and like you said, just a 2-score game now. This one can shake any which way.
They just need their defense to step up, and they can get the ball back. And I mean, they've got 3 timeouts. It's certainly not over yet. Looks like maybe are they going for some sort of onside kick?
Yeah,
here?
this could be an onside kick here early, and I don't hate the call. You got to get the ball back here. Onside kick's going to go to the far side of the field, and it's going to head out of bounds. Out of bounds it'll go. The flag will fly. And it wasn't a bad kick, but it came through too quick.
Yeah, none of the Royals got a hand on it, so yeah, not a bad onside kick attempt, but no one on the outside for Platteville could get to it, so the Royals will get a set up. Now you just have to avoid a 3-and-out if you're Bethel. 3-and-out here for Platteville would be absolutely huge.
Yeah, absolutely, Tyler. You gotta take some time off the clock here. That's the name of the game for Bethel. With 6 minutes to go, we'll see kind of how they approach this drive. Drews has Mans in the backfield. Rundell and Staska on the near side. Terry's going to join him. He goes in motion. He'll stop in the slot. Drews takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Mans. Mans goes up the middle. He's stopped by a wall of Pioneers. And that's going to go for a gain of about 2. Getting in there first was Elijah Krantz once again, who's had a phenomenal day on the defensive side of the ball.
Pioneers already using their timeouts here, so they're banking on a 3-and-out on this drive here. They want to score that touchdown and then potentially force another type of 3-and-out later in the game. I don't know, Calvin. I feel like this is a little bit too early to use your timeouts, but at the same time, I understand wanting to leave your offense as much time on the clock as possible to score another touchdown. So we'll see if it works out for them. If the Royals can force them to use these timeouts and then still get the first down, that essentially puts the nail in the coffin. We'll see how the Pioneers come out on defense. They got to stop the run, and they also don't want to allow any of those short screen plays to turn into anything. The Royals could go with some sort of short pass. I wouldn't be surprised if Dooling brings out a little bit of trickery here.
So the Royals are going to set up in their formation. He's going to send everybody in motion. Rundell and Terry go out to the far side. Staska alone on the near. Jeebly in the backfield. Now he's going to split out wide to the near side. Drews alone in the backfield. He's going to take the snap. Goes over the middle to Terry. Terry makes the catch. Falls forward, being dragged by a defender. They're going to blow it dead, but Terry right near the first down marker. It's going to be close to a first down. It looks like they're going to say 3rd and inches here, Tyler, and Platteville's going to take another timeout.
Yeah, see, that's where I can't get behind a timeout there on 3rd and inches. I mean, now you got to stop him on this 3rd down, and even if you don't stop him on the 3rd down, the Royals can still go for it on 4th down. So I let them run down the clock a little bit more, save that 2nd timeout, and then if the Royals assumedly get the first down, then you can force a 3-and-out on the next set of plays. Because you still got time. You still got five minutes remaining, even if you let the Royals run down the clock a little bit. I don't know. I feel like timeouts here are a little bit aggressive, but the Royals doing what they need to do. They're close to that first down, and they're forcing the Pioneers to utilize those timeouts.
So if I had to guess here, Janes is going to be right under center almost. Drews, he's going to send Terry in motion. We'll see if Drews can just go for a keeper here. It is going to be a keeper. Drews is going to get the first down. He has the first down. Platteville now with just 1 timeout. They're going to be unable to stop it. And Tyler, to your point, there it was. It was a risk to use the first 2 timeouts on that drive, and now that the Royals got a first down, that's going to take a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, I think that you gotta save those until there's like a realistic chance of you making that stop. I think, especially the second timeout. I can get behind the first timeout because you only allowed a couple yards on the rush play. The second timeout, I feel like you have to wait a little bit longer. But Platteville's still with a chance. If they can force a 3-and-out here, they'll still have a little bit of time.
And Jeebly's going to be hauled down. That's going to be no gain on the play. They're going to be a timeout by UW-Platteville here. They're going to use their third and final timeout. It's going to bring up 2nd and long here for the Royals.
See, this is where I would have utilized those timeouts. You let the Royals run down a little bit of clock, yes, but then you're not in a spot where you have to let them run down the clock. I mean, the Royals are going to be able to run down the clock till like 3 minutes and 30 seconds, most likely, even if they don't get the first down on this set of downs. So we'll see what happens. I understand Platteville wanting to give their offense enough time, and maybe they will still have time. But they desperately need a stop on this set of downs.
Yeah, absolutely, Tyler. That couldn't be more right. This is the time to get a stop right here. When you have the Royals in a 2nd and down situation, this is exactly when you need to get a stop. He's going to send everybody in motion. It's going to see if they can kind of catch Platteville off guard here with sending guys to the far side of the field. Drews is going to take the snap. It's going to be a design run, and he's not going to get much. It's going to be a gain of 1 on the play. This is what Platteville needs. They need to get the stop right here.
Yeah, absolutely. The Royals probably going to run this all the way down, and then, I mean, you still got another down after this, so I'm interested to see what the Royals do. Probably a short pass play, something that you can keep the ball in bounds. You don't want to throw an interception or turn the ball over, obviously, but you want to keep the clock running, so maybe a run play too, we'll see.
Jeebly with Drews. Drews is going to take the snap, looking to the far side. It's picked off. It's picked off down at the 5-yard line. And boy, that's not what the Royals needed. They will pin him deep, but that's the last thing that we needed if you're Bethel. And just like that, it's 4 minutes to go here in the game.
Yeah, I mean, great play on the ball there by the cornerback. I don't love that pass from Drews. I think that you got to keep it short. You got to keep it in bounds, and you got to make sure your team is the one with the ball at the end of the play to be able to run more time off the clock. Again, if that's an incomplete pass, it's kind of the same result because the Royals probably end up punting and the Pioneers are pinned deep, but I want to make sure to run more clock off than that.
Uselding back to pass. He's looking to the near side. That one's hauled in, and he's ran down by Fisher Gansky on the play, and a flag is thrown. And it looks like that might be unnecessary roughness on Gansky. He kind of swung down Gavrik on the near side. We'll see if they pick this one up. They are going to say unnecessary roughness on the near side. That's a big penalty.
Yeah, that is a big penalty. I mean, that's not the throw you want to throw if you're Uselding, because that is, I mean, it keeps the clock running. It's only a gain of 5 yards, but the penalty certainly helps out the Pioneers because it stops the clock and they get to move up 15 yards.
Uselding to the near side, and that one goes incomplete. So that does stop the clock at 3:45. That's going to bring up 2nd down for the Pioneers. Royals did the right thing on that play, but you got to give these guys some cushion. You don't want to get beat over the top. That's the one thing you don't want.
Exactly. Like we talked about on the last drive, you can't allow those big pass plays. You can't allow them to flip the field and score a touchdown quickly. You got to keep the 2 high safeties, which it looks like the Royals are doing, and just make sure you don't get beat.
Yeah, you have Devin Williams and Nick Collier over the top. Uselding back to pass. That one's going to be caught near midfield. It's a nice catch for about a gain of 16 yards. That one was hauled in by Matthew Nyes, the freshman wide receiver. A nice gain. It's going to bring up 1st down. Uselding's got to go quick. Drops back to pass. Goes to the far side. That one's picked off by the Royals. It was a high pass off the hand of Gavrik, and it was picked off by Will Barthel.
His second of the game, Calvin. Will Barthel in the perfect spot for this deflection. I mean, yeah, you can't be placed perfectly. He tried to make the play on the jump and maybe swat it away, but the receiver getting a hand on it allows him to adjust, make the interception. Oh, what a play on defense. And Uselding was under pressure. You almost got to throw that away if you're Uselding. You don't want to risk anything. Obviously, he had a man, but at the same time, Will Barthel, what a fantastic adjustment to the ball. And props to him. 2 interceptions in the game and 2 huge interceptions because the other one resulted in a touchdown.
Yeah, Will Barthel, just the ultimate ball hawk today. Done a phenomenal job of forcing the turnovers from the Pioneers. Drews out of the shotgun. Hands this one off to Jeebly. And if I had to guess, I would venture to guess the Royals are just going to hand this ball off 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, no timeouts for the Pioneers. There is the 2-minute warning that will stop the clock, so the Royals can't knee it out, but they want to keep the clock running and don't want to risk an interception like what happened on the last drive.
Yeah, absolutely, Tyler. And at this point, it's not even about getting the first down. It's just about taking as much time off the clock as you can. They are going to move this one down towards the 2-minute warning, and they're going to get one more snap off before that. Drews takes the snap, hands this one off around the near side, and he's hauled down for no gain. And that looks like it will run the clock down to the 2-minute warning, Tyler. They're going to let this one go all the way down. Play clock separated by enough. So we've hit the 2-minute warning here at Royal Stadium in Arden Hills. Tyler, let's get some updates from around the NCAA.
Yeah, it's been an action-packed day here in the Division III playoffs. St. John's down 42-14 against River Falls. River Falls just completely dominating in that game. So it looks like if the Royals can pull out this victory, they'll be the last MIAC team standing here in the playoffs. On the other side of things, North Central beating La Crosse by quite a bit. I believe it is 35-21 is the score with just around 4 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. So North Central looking like they're going to advance, and likely, if the Royals can pull off a victory here, they'll be headed to Illinois to take on perhaps the best team in the nation.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially after John Carroll was able to get the win over Mount Union, that opens up the door on this side of the bracket. North Central is the team to beat. They've been the team to beat all tournament, and whoever wins this game is going to be heading to Illinois to face them.
Yeah, and I think really if the Royals somehow, again, if they win this game and then somehow they pull off an upset against North Central, they're one of the favorites to win the tournament. It's just going to be interesting to see what they can do in Illinois against the toughest competition in the nation.
Drews sends Rundell in motion. Takes the snap, hands this one off right up the middle. Jeebly breaks a tackle. He's into the secondary, 30, 25, 20, and he's hauled down in the red zone. And that's icing on the cake. The Royals slam the door.
I mean, something about this offensive line blocking for David Jeebly. They have been able to open up some of the biggest holes we've seen here in this game. Jeebly, especially here in the second half, has broken now 3 of those runs off. What a fantastic job he's done. What a great job done by the offensive line, and that's a good way to kind of shut things down here.
Yeah, Tyler, absolutely. That is slamming the door. David Jeebly, what a second half for him. He broke the first run of the half after the turnover on the kickoff for 30 yards, and then Jeebly gets another huge run there. He has had a phenomenal day.
Yeah, 166 yards, 8.3 a carry, and a touchdown. He's been phenomenal. He was really the run game. Tay Mans had a couple of big runs, but overall was kind of stopped a little bit. And Cooper Drews did a nice job on the ground as well. He had 46. But yeah, Jeebly with a great job on the ground. and they needed that. The passing game wasn't really working for the Royals, just 156 yards through the air. So the rushing offense was such a huge part of this team being successful in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. The Royals will have to knee this one down one more time, and then that'll do it here in Arden Hills. They get to the line, and there it is. Cooper Drews kneels it down one last time, and the Bethel Royals here at home take down the Pioneers from UW-Platteville, and they're off to the quarterfinals. Tyler, what a game here at Royal Stadium.
Yeah, it was an incredibly tight first half. Good job from both teams defensively. Platteville came out hot and surprised the Royals a little bit, forced a fumble and scored a touchdown. And then in the second quarter, the Royals kind of started to turn things on. They scored a couple of touchdowns, and then here in the second half, it's really been all Royals. Of course, late in the fourth quarter, Platteville scored a couple of big touchdowns, but the Royals doing a nice job controlling on the ground in the second half. The defense played well, stopped Platteville from really starting anything on offense, and yeah, all the way around a solid game, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And Jeebs, like we said, David Jeebley, 166 yards and a touchdown. He was phenomenal.
Yeah, this game was all Bethel past the second half, and that's how you get it done if you're the Bethel Royals. They'll be off to North Central in Illinois next week. We thank you for joining us here on ESPN Plus and all season long. I'm Calvin Blomquist with Tyler Gustafson. You Bethel fans out there, thank you for listening to us for this whole season, and it's not over yet. Tune in when Bethel takes on North Central at Illinois next weekend. We'll see you there.